Hi guys, Harley in Taiwan here on this windy day. I'm continuing my story about the pubs. What happened in the pub with those crazy girls who almost raped me. Well, what I'm gonna tell you it didn't happen with her. The next week, I go to the same pub. I saw them there and they were like glancing at me basically with the eyes of, well, this guy is gay, what can we do? You know, that kind of, I'm absolutely sure that that's what they thought, that I was gay. And so I was dancing and there was a beautiful girl dancing pretty much next to me or in front of me. And as I moved, well, I was never a good dancer and I sometimes made some freaky moves. Anyway, as I moved, I bumped into her and she kind of fell off. So she fell off. I wanted to say sorry, but I couldn't say sorry because she stayed just down there on the ground. You know, she was just how do you call it? You know, she was just staying down and squatting down, and I didn't know what to do. So I ended up squatting down too to her, but I didn't say a word. I was just looking at her, watching her face while we were both squatting and people around us dancing to the very loud music. So I saw her looking at me once, twice, you know, from the corner of her eyes, and then she suddenly started to smile at me. As I said, I was good looking at the time, don't forget guys. And so I said, well, I'm sorry, and she said, no problem, all in Chinese. And we stood up and we started to chat a little bit, and it turned out that she was an upstarting model, photo model, and as a matter of fact, a couple of years later she became a very famous person because she acted in a very successful advertisement campaign. Anyway, we started to talk, and as we talked, it turned out she was a model. I was here for studying Chinese at that time and all kind of things, and she actually showed me some pictures that she took as a photo model, things like that. Anyway, it was great. And then at about, let's say 6 o'clock, we got up and said, okay, let's go. And I told her, foolishly, I told her, hey, I take you home. She was like, okay, great. And then I asked, which is never a good idea, where do you live? And she said she lives in Tiamu, which is like really the other side of the city. I mean, very, very far away. And don't forget, it was like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take you. But before we left, what I told her, hey, I just want to make a practical joke. So I asked her to put her hands around me as if we were like really going out, you know what, I mean, after being in a pub and kind of releasing some energies back at home together. And she did that. She basically leaned to me and hugged me like a big lover, you know. And we walked slowly out of this place. Now I looked back, and if you saw some eyes that could kill, well, those were the eyes of those girls from the previous week. I mean, that girl could literally stab me with her eyes. You know, it was, I almost felt I needed to call the police because she might comes over and shoots me or stabs me or strangles me or whatever. Anyway, so that's how I got to know another beautiful girl. As I said, she became a famous person because there was an advertisement about like a spa in Taiwan, and the funny thing about the advertisement was that you could see some beautiful girls in more or less clothes walking around seemingly without any purpose, and they just showed the name of the company, which was I don't remember and I don't want to say, and And at the very end, this beautiful girl, who was this girl, actually her name was what was it, Jiang Hui, that was the name. She came out and she made a little gesture with her hand and said, "Trust me, you can make it," in English actually. And that was the end of the advertisement. Now, it was a very, very popular advertisement. Everybody loved it, but nobody knew what it was about because it didn't say anything. So, and at the end of the day, it was taken off the air because nobody knew what it was advertising. But it was a very loved advertisement, and everybody knew Jiang Hui. And she was on TV for a while after that, in some TV shows and everything, talking to some talk shows, talking to people, and she was a celebrity for a while. Then she disappeared. But anyway, that's how I got to know her. I have one more story about her in just a minute, or I would say next time. But that's all so far. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.